However, y'all must be shocked when you turned on the news this weekend and it sounded like Zumadog's public comment about the economy. Massive belt-tightening will be needed, and more on that coming up. Thank you.
Thank you. And overpayments come on the agenda, but underpayments do not, so there are offsets as well that we get from the underpayment side. Please open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, next item, please.
Item 48, call question for closed session.
Mr. Dollar, item 48. And Donna Kramer will be next. You have 1 minute left. Item 48. Ms. Chairman, Mr. Dog waves is coming.
I can tell you, now you're in Van Nuys about the fee waivers. It's common knowledge we can't afford them. I can't be here for tomorrow and Friday's fee waivers, and I want to put it on record I'm against Wednesdays and Fridays fee waivers too. Marion Vogler is also against them. Let's look at today's fee waivers. The biggest one is the Los Angeles Film Festivals for $50,000. I realize we get revenue, but with all the film companies make certainly we should have to pay for it. I'm sorry we should be spending money for activities that are only enjoyed by a few. It doesn't help the public as a whole. Our city is falling apart, and you little road burns, basically, for L.A. Along with our Lakers are going apart. Our city employees have to spend money. Our city council has to also. And let's see, okay, let's go over here. We got the Vista Hermosa Park grand opening, $3,000. Friend of Mount Washington School biannual flea market for $1,500. Shouldn't that be LAUSD? The nice annual tribute honoring our heroes. That's very nice and all, but $2,122. Certainly we can find somebody that was willing to give money on that. I mean, it's such a great idea. At the Harbor City Days, I'm not sure what that is, $1,226. Community Garden Celebration, $2,351. And what's a Dutch Day, Los Angeles on June the 7th for $3,251. Is that the same as the 15th annual March of Lesbian Visibility? I don't like the word dyke, so I hope it's somebody's name. So let's go against the fee waivers because we can't afford them. This is not right. With you raising all these prices with the trash fees and the water and charging people, this is not right. Say no for once. Close the roll, tabulate the vote. 12 no's.
Thank you, Ms. Fairman. And I hope you haven't lost faith in our Lakers yet. They need us. Sharon Brewer is our next speaker.
Sharon Brewer, special events, fee waivers, item number 48. 8 total, 8 with amount, $66,632. 4 after the fact. I'd like to speak on D. It's a CD 15 on June 14th, $1,226, Harbor City Days. Sponsors, Harbor City Neighbors Council. As of June 1st, 2008, Dunn Funding website says they have a balance of $64,220.87. I'm wondering why a Neighbors Council with over $64,000 needs to be asking for a $1,200 fee waiver. We must kind of look into that. Then we have the E, which is CD5, 6/19 to the 29th, $50,000 LA Film Festival. What's interesting is when you go back and look into the history on that, June 22nd to July 2nd of 06, they asked for $50,000 fee waiver, not $50,000 fee waiver. In 07, they ended up asking for $250,000 fee waiver. Is this really what the fee waiver is, or is the $200,000 the actual fee waivers for all these days that streets are closed? Also, it says that there's like 250 films that will be available. Are those free to the public? Again, the fee waivers need to take and stop, and you need to investigate and look at what the true cost of the fee waivers are. Again, $50,000 or $200,000. Thank you.
Thank you. That will close our public comment on this item. If you can please open the roll. Please close the roll and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
All right, those are approved. Next item, please.
Item 49, call special for cards.
Ms. Fairman, item number 49.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't have notes on this, but I'm against the convention center fee waiver. This is we can't afford to spend $10,201 in room rental fees for the event. Our city is falling apart, and our people are losing their homes. People are losing their jobs, and this is not a time to be sitting around waiving fees for convention fees. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, Ms. Fairman. That will close our public comment on this item. If we can please prepare the roll and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
That is approved as well. Next item.
Item 50, call special for cards.
Okay, Ms. Fairman, item 50.
Okay, I'll be short on this one, too. This is another convention fee waiver for the Equal Voices of America's Families Conference. Certainly, I'm sure there's plenty of places where you can find that somebody else can pay for it and write it off on their income tax. This is $12,250 in room rental fees. I don't see why we have to have so many things on the convention. I mean, when other people come up with things that they have to find ways to fund these things, and they don't ask for the city to pay for these things. So since most of the people are not going to these things, I don't think that the city of Los Angeles should have to pay for it. So vote no.
Thank you, Ms. Fairman. We'll close the public comment on this one as well, and if we can prepare the roll and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
That item is approved. Next item, please.
Item 51, call special for cards.
Okay, Mr. Dodds, item 51.
Yes, I'm concerned that we don't have. I'm concerned we don't have a quorum because Cardenas walked out before public comment and he wasn't here.
He's here.
No, Cardenas, I said. He hasn't been in the.
He's in a room right here. Jason is part of this.
Oh, he hasn't been in the room this whole time. But you know what? And then when Howard kind of recused himself.
If you could speak to this item.
Track maps. Here's the important thing about track maps. You may have heard that the governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, declared that there's a water crisis, and I'm here to say that you need to cut back on track maps. It's in the news media now. This is what allows density. It allows projects to keep getting built that are way too big, and variances and zoning variances. And hey, bros and bro-ettes, you got to shut down the track maps. There's no water. It doesn't matter that you can't hire enough police, you don't got enough room in the schools, that the roads aren't wide enough, all these things. It comes down to water. Unless, somebody's going to fly overseas to figure out how to make some dehydrated water, we're in big trouble. So forget everything else. This is about water now, y'all, and it's a crisis. And I say you don't even know what you're voting on with these track maps. No more track maps, and you did lose the quorum. Please look into that.
Go ahead and open the roll on this item. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
That is approved. Next item, please.
Item 52 is called special for cards, and there is an amending motion that has been circulated.
Okay. That card is Mr. Dodds, who's reached his limit, so we'll go ahead and add that to the record. And if there's no objection to the amending motion, that'll be accepted as a friendly amendment. And if we can prepare the roll as amended and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
That is approved.
And the ordinance will go over 1 week.
Okay. That will be the second week for us and 12 members here. Next order of business, please.
Mr. President, there is a special one, and the city attorney will speak to the findings.
Mr. City Attorney, on the findings for special item 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. Since the posting of today's agenda, the conditions for the tenants at 1555 through 1557.5 West 35th Place and 3517 South Denker have worsened such that the immediate health and safety of the residents is in danger. The Housing Department has ordered the units to be vacated. Because the amount of relocation assistance is greater than $50,000, council action is required.